book for February was Believe Bigger, Discover the Path to Your Life Purpose by Marshawn Evans Daniels. And as you can see, I got all of the gems while reading this book. So, basic review, Believe Bigger is pretty much about understanding your calling after a catastrophe, right? So Marshawn details about how her marriage kind of fell apart, or her engagement fell apart like days before her marriage, and how that kind of shifted her into her life purpose. And I really love this book because it wasn't very fluffy. It's not filled with a lot of cliche sayings where people are like, oh, what's for you is for you, or just those things that a lot of people say. It was real life application, real life, hey, you need to get up and do something. But she went through the emotions that she was feeling. And I feel like a lot of times nowadays we don't really sit in those emotions, and we don't take time to understand them. And we're supposed to just be strong and get over things. And I feel like in this book, she did a really good job of sitting with it and trying to figure out what she was feeling. And it helped me figure out what I was feeling. I really love this book because at the time I was 2 months or so into being a full-time entrepreneur, and I was scared, honey. Like, I'm still scared, but that's another topic for another day. But just her career path and the things that changed for her, reading it made me feel a little bit more hopeful, a little bit more like, hey, I can do this. And I wasn't so caught up on the emotions of it anymore, and I really appreciated that. One of the cons about this book, I feel like towards the end it gets a little repetitive, and that's fine for some people who need to hear the message more than once, but I like new information, so I'm I'm a stickler for word counts and not fluffing books. I don't like fluff. I don't like repetitiveness. Let's get to the point. Even if it's only 100 pages, if you're done writing, you're done writing. So I feel like at the end, I got a little bit repetitive, but it was still good information, so I didn't mind it too much. But just in case you're one of those people like me who doesn't like repetitive things, I think the last couple chapters I kind of skimmed until I got to some information that I hadn't read before. But it's full of gems. It's full of things that I feel like women in general should be aware of. One thing in particular that I wanted to discuss in my review is chapter 8, embracing the in-between. And I'm not going to read it because I want you to go get the book, of course. But just to give you like a heads up, it says the big mission inside of you is seeking expression. When God calls you to something that is not on your radar, embrace it. And I know that may seem like common sense, right? But a lot of us have these thoughts and these ideas of what our lives are supposed to look like, which is what she discusses in the beginning of the book. And then we run into what we think are roadblocks or distractions, and those are actually callings for our purpose and things that we didn't think were what God wanted us to do, and they turn out to be that way. So just being mindful of those things. But 10 out of 10, I would recommend this book for any woman who is feeling stuck and may be like in between a decision, or kind of scared about making a decision, or say like you're feeling little red flags or signs about relationships or friendships, and you're not really sure how to heed those messages. I would recommend this book for sure. Something else that I wanted to point out is she outlines ways to fill in the gap. Like, so she has these stages in the book, and it kind of intertwines with her story, but she's giving application to it for your life, right? So she has these stages that she outlines. Stage one is the discovery stage, which, who am I supposed to be, right? That one's pretty self-explanatory. Step 2 is the talent stage, where you decide what you're good at, identifying what you're good at, identifying your areas of weakness and things that you may need to work on. Yep, that was stage 2. Who do I decide to be? Stage 3 is the gap, and that was embracing the in-between, which is the one that I felt like called out to me the most. What's happening to me, what is going on. But she goes through these, and she takes you through these stages, and she gives you practical things that you can do to figure out these gaps. There's exercises in here. There's even space where you need to write. So I'm gonna be repetitive now. Go get the book. That's all I gotta say. Thanks.